Do fighter pilots ever get scared? The short answer is yes. You do get scared. You're still human and things happen. But the first story that comes to mind when people ask, have I ever been scared flying, is the very first EP, emergency procedure, that I ever had by myself in an airplane, where it was a legit, no kidding, I have an emergency right now. So I was flying the T-38. I was only a few weeks past my solo. I'm flying it solo, but I don't have a ton of hours in this thing. I come back in at the end of the sortie. I drop the gear on inside downwind, getting ready to go land, and I only had 2 green lights. So part of your checklist when you're putting your gear down is you check for 3 green lights. That is, the nose wheel and the 2 mains are down and locked. So I stayed and I held at the altitude of the pattern and just did 1 spin around and let the tower know, hey, I have 2 green lights standby, I'm working it. So now the decision is, do we land with 2 gear indicating down and locked and risk that 3rd gear, or do you eject from the airplane? While we're running this checklist, another airplane was able to rejoin on me on my wing and visually inspect the gear. The trouble is, you can see that the gear is down, but you can't tell in the air if the gear is locked or not. So they say, yeah, the gear is down, it's out of the gear well, but I can't tell if it's down and locked. So now I decide, in accordance with the checklist and following the steps, that I'm gonna land it, just knowing that on touchdown, my nose gear might collapse and my nose might go into the runway. So the plan then is basically do a nice on speed, on point, nice smooth touchdown, and then hold the nose off the runway, aero brake as long as you possibly can. So I come into land knowing it's really critical. I'm on speed, on touchdown, and I slam it into the runway. I can only chalk it up to being just super nervous at the time and probably really tense. I do not hit the nose, only the mains, but the mains I planted on that runway. I landed it like a Navy carrier landing. And jokingly in the Air Force, on the radio, if someone does that, you say, welcome aboard, sailor. But at this point, I'm an emergency aircraft, so no one's messing with me. So I planted onto the runway, it sticks, and I hold the nose off all the way down as long as I possibly can. And then as I lower it, I'm ready to shut down the engine, and the gear holds. And so I stop straight ahead. We get a tow out there on the runway, they pin the gear and all this, and it ended up being a bad sensor that wasn't indicating locked. The gear was in fact locked, but you don't know that until afterwards, so you're fully anticipating it. That's a good question. Thanks for asking it. If you have more like it, hit me up in the comments or send me a DM, like and follow for more.